Here on Firstpost, we keep bringing you stories from around the sporting world. Stories of players who are giving it their all in their respective disciplines, striving for excellence and leaving no stone unturned to etch their name in history books. But this story is a little different. We would like to take you beyond the sporting world, to the world of politics. Both have quite a few things in common. We look at what those are and why this trend of cricketers entering politics is gaining popularity, especially in South Asia. But let's take this one by one. So who's the latest entrant in the political arena? It is former Bangladesh cricket captain Shakib Al Hasan. That's right, the all-rounder has thrown his hat in the ring for the upcoming parliamentary elections in the country. The polls are scheduled to be held next month in January. And Shakib will contest as a candidate for the Awami League, that's the ruling party in Bangladesh. And he'll be doing so from his home district, which is roughly 175 kilometers away from the capital, Dhaka. That would be quite a home match for him. Although on a different pitch, what's interesting about this is to do with a bit of deep dive into Shakib, the persona. We've seen him evolve over the years. He has emerged as one of the tallest profiles to play for Bangladesh, an icon for many in the country. Yes, he hasn't made headlines for the right reasons more often than not, and that's what makes him to be a curious case. Often we've seen and read about Shakib's temper, how his behavior on the field has been problematic. And in some cases, it's just been, well, let's just say controversial. Like the timed-out dismissal of Angelo Matthews in the recently concluded Cricket World Cup, where Shakib's appeal attracted a lot of attention. Or the time when he was so furious with the umpire's decisions that he went ahead and broke the stumps. Or how about his history, a past that's quite colorful, when he got banned from playing cricket for 2 years for not disclosing that he was approached to engage in corrupt conduct. The best part about this is that often politicians not so clean past come stumbling out of the closets, compromising his or her position in the party and the country. But with Shakib, you know it all. You pretty much know all the wrongdoings or the misdemeanors that he has engaged in. So there are no surprises there. Sounds like an interesting candidate to me, but that is Shakib for you. He has his flaws, but he plays the game hard, much like what many in his new team will be hoping from him. No one can deny that the all-rounder has been an impactful and a very popular player, not just for Bangladesh, but even for the franchises that he has played for globally. And many are hoping that this popularity of his would help in the political landscape of Bangladesh.
He's a celebrity and has great popularity among the country's youth.
Now, of course, Shakib isn't the first player to enter politics. Take his teammate Mashrafe Mortaza, for instance, who entered politics in 2018 before retiring from the game to focus on his political career fully. Or here in India, starting from the likes of the great Mansoor Ali Khan Pataudi to Gautam Gambhir, Mohammad Azharuddin, Navjot Singh Sidhu, or in Sri Lanka, Yuvasanat Jayasuriya, to name some. These cricketers have either contested elections unsuccessfully or went to become lawmakers, and in some cases even led their respective countries. But here's what sets Shakib apart from the rest. All the players we told you about earlier took to politics full-time, that is after they retired from the sport. And here's a commonality between politics and sport. You can't really pursue either as part-time hobbies if you want to make it big. Both are full-time careers. Each requires the individual to be completely devoted, put in the long hours and the effort. That makes sense in the case of retired cricketers who have a lot of time on their hands and age by their side. Shakib, at 37 years, perhaps wants to challenge that notion. Mind you, he's still an active player for Bangladesh. He hasn't called it quits just yet. Yes, an injury in the World Cup has kept him out of action, and it's in the middle of all this that he has decided to stand for elections. Once this news was out, the internet, of course, was flooded with responses. Some even called him out for a decade-old post where Shakib had categorically ruled out joining politics.
Let me be clear. I am not joining politics and I don't have any intention to join politics in my life. I was requested by the board president to join the program on behalf of the cricket team, and I haven't said a single word about politics. So I would request you guys, please do not trust our media. I hope I made myself clear.
Trust Shakib to have said something like this and then do exactly the opposite. So the question is, why do cricketers want to enter politics after sport? Why are political parties keen on fielding former cricketers as candidates? And more importantly, how do the people in the respective countries respond to this trend? What I mean is, does the popularity of a cricketer translate into votes in the ballot boxes? Well, not necessarily. Let's see it from the cricketer's perspective first. You see, an average cricketer's shelf life is around 12 to 15 years, give or take some depending on various factors. Depending on how successful he or she is, the public always remembers them. During their careers, they are public figures. By the time he or she hangs up their boots, they're still in their 30s or possibly early 40s. Politics is one way that helps them elongate their career in the public eye, stay in touch with the masses and sort of leverage the identity and fame that they have earned as cricketers for the political party. The equation is very simple: banking on the identity of the player regardless of the ideology. Parties think the popularity may help them come to power, and they're right in most cases, but it's the public perception that matters the most. After all, a political career has challenges of its own. Not the most smoothest rides one can ask for. Do they want to see their cricketing idols go through that churn? Enter Imran Khan, the World Cup winning captain from Pakistan, possibly among the few who tasted a lot of success in both politics and cricket. Imran Khan took the political plunge, floated his political party, which is the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. Imran Khan got popular support, went on to become the Prime Minister of Pakistan in 2018, and is now languishing in jail following a bitter political spat. And that's really the crux of it. A career in politics is not that different from sport. You have to be ready for the praises as well as the brickbats, the purple patches as well as the speed breakers. The only difference, though, is that in sport you can pass it all off by saying win or lose, it's all part of a game. In politics, though, it's a little more than just that. It all depends on which pitch the player wants to bat or bowl on.